It was cold that Christmas Eve on the Western Front. The year was 1915. World War I was in progress. The men on both sides of the line, the Germans on one side and the British on the other, were in their trenches trying best they could to keep warm against the bitter cold. There was snow on the ground, a moon in the sky, and the stars were shining down in the icy night. Guns went off up and down the line. Tracer shells leaped across the trenches, for World War I was trench warfare. Even though Christmas was coming, the war went on. Then, as the mystic hour of midnight approached that Christmas Eve, an incredible thing happened. Gradually, the noise of guns grew less. There were a few faint mutterings, and then the sound ceased altogether, and a deep silence lay over the Western Front. It was mystic. The noise of battle gave way to infinite peace. In the silence, there suddenly rose from the trenches the sound of voices singing. German voices. It grew in volume all up and down the line. It was an old song of Christmas. Finally, some of the German boys became so excited that they burst out from the trenches. Their officers tried to restrain them, but nothing could stop them. They came running across no man's land, reaching out their hands to the British in greeting. For 2 or 3 hours they associated with one another. They were no longer soldiers. They were German boys from Rhineland, from Bavaria from the north, and they were Scottish boys from the Highlands and English boys from the cities and green fields. Let the war stop, they said. It's Christmas Eve. That was probably one of the greatest events in World War I. One lonely night when violence was turned to love.
This is just one excellent example of how something as simple as music can have a tremendous impact. But exactly how does something like music affect our lives? How does music's influence reach us, and what defines the outcome of this influence? The answer lies within music itself.
A composer uses 5 basic elements when creating a piece of music. These elements are tone, rhythm, melody, harmony, and tone color. Tone is any musical sound of definite pitch. Musicians name these tones or notes of a scale with the first 7 letters of the alphabet, A through G. The letters are repeated every 8 notes. Each set of 8 notes is called an octave. A note may be raised or lowered slightly in pitch to produce a tone halfway between it. These half tones are called sharps and flats. Rhythm is the way composers arrange notes in time. Some notes are fast and some are slow. Rhythm helps give music its character. Another important element of rhythm is accent. Certain types of music have a fixed pattern of accent. For example, a waltz follows a strong weak pattern, 1 2 3 1 2 3. A march, on the other hand, has a strong weak pattern, 1 2 1 2. This is known as syncopation. The composer combines tones and rhythms to create a tune or melody. The American composer Aaron Copland said melody is what the piece is all about. When we hear a piece of music, we most often remember its melody. A melody repeated throughout a composition is called a theme. Most music is based on the idea of notes sounding together. 3 or more notes together is called harmony. Harmony has been a part of music for more than 1,000 years. However, composers' ideas about harmony have changed considerably over the years. Particularly their ideas about consonance and dissonance. Consonant harmony sounds smooth and pleasant. Dissonant harmony sounds rough and tense. Tone color, also called timbre, is the quality of musical sound. Tone colors produced by different musical instruments vary widely. For example, a melody that seems dark and mournful when played on the English horn may sound bright and merry when played on the flute. Composers take advantage of tone color in writing music. They combine tone colors much as an artist puts together colors in a painting. There are many different kinds of instruments that artists use in a piece of music. The 5 main categories of instruments are string instruments, wind instruments, percussion instruments, keyboard instruments, and electronic instruments. It is scientifically proven that working under the influence of music can enhance the human mind. See, the left side of the brain deals with factual, analytical, and numerical things, whereas the right side handles the more meaningful and emotional things. The male and female brains work differently. Male brains are weak on the right side and strong on the left. Female brains are more evenly balanced between the left and right sides. People can think clearer and do things faster and more efficiently if they use both sides of their brain. In order to open the right side of the brain to promote faster thinking, especially for men, they must be involved in something meaningful or emotional. Listening to music is a great way to do this. Different types of music can also affect people in different ways. For example, something like this might make you feel happy. Something like this might make you feel relaxed. Something like this might make you feel excited. Something like this might make you feel scared or frightened. And something like this will probably make your parents want to scream at you.